Hey guys, it's here. Finally, the 2019 year, it's coming to an end. It's about like 1 hour 15 minutes away from now. So I decided to do this video right now. I was thinking, should I give it on the group or post it on YouTube? Then I realized, let's make it public for everybody because Fracom Bangladesh is where I do a lot of videos sharing, but those are just for the groups, okay, just for group members. But this channel where you see, all of you see my reviews, videos and stuff. So basically this is where I decided to do it. So you might hear some noise because people can be partying outside, even though it's Bangladesh, a Muslim country, but we do celebrate New Year like everywhere else, right? So the fireworks might be going off a little bit early. So I'd like to wish you first of all a very happy New Year. It was an eventful year last year, 2019, still is, but it was a mix, sort of like, you know, bittersweet kind of a year. Some good, some bad, and in the end I would like to let you know or share with you how my year went. I asked in my group like, how was your year, guys? What fragrance did you have, you know, that you bought or you have in mind for next year? How would you rate your fragrances, or are you satisfied? So people wrote different things. You can join my group Fracom Bangladesh so you can interact more. I just am very active in the group. Sorry. So I have grown one more year, or a little bit more mature, I hope. And I've been doing this channel thing since 2016. So if you count the number of years, once again, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 4 years already gone, and 2020 next year somewhere here, I'll count it like 5 years. So it's been quite a journey. So I've written down some things on my like notebook. I actually write, not like other people. I just write stuff here randomly, and I do take my notes when I review a fragrance or do a video. I like to write things down. When I think, I just write them down. So that's what I did. So first of all, yeah, happy new year to all of you, all the members, wonderful, lovely members. You guys gave me a lot of views, 10 million views plus, and you gave me 36,000. Is it 36,000? I forgot the subscriber count. It's all you guys, you know, it's all organic. I didn't have to do anything viral or anything, you know. It's all every day I do reviews, you guys watch, and you guys give me views. As simple as that. So I'll tell you. Let's go one by one. So first of all, I would like to say thanks to the big guy up there. Thanks God. Thank you, God. You know, thanks to God for all the things that I have achieved, and also we as a community together we achieved. A big thanks to Him, the Almighty. So He is the one reason, you know, we are all here today. Second thing, I would like to say thanks to the community and friends and fans and all the people, brothers and sisters who supported me throughout the whole year. If it's like by watching, like clicking a subscribe, I'm sorry, and let's say you liked a video, shared a video, talked about me anywhere, in any form, you know, I'd like to say thanks to you for all the love and support. Every single bit helps, you know, every single droplet of water helps the ocean, all right? So the thing is, let's talk about the stuff. Let's talk about my side first, then we'll talk about the community a little bit. So first of all, what did I get in 2019? What are my achievements? Okay. So first of all, I think the first achievement is I'm still here, standing by grace of God. So being alive is one thing. Without being here, I couldn't have done the work. So that's one achievement. Second thing, I would say all the bottles that I bought. If being a fragrance reviewer or collector, I would definitely say this. It's like, if you remember Fast and Furious, the movie, the first part that, you know, they have this dinner or lunch scene, and then they have to say grace, you know, I think, or they have to say the prayer before the meal. And JC, what's his name, the young kid, he says thanks for all the car parts and modified body parts, and like the car body parts and all that noise. So for us, we are like fume heads, like our late Dan would say. So my Mikers Mish, we have lost him. And it's like, has been like, we have lost a lot of our celebrities also here in Bangladesh, you know, all over the world. So we have lost very, very good souls from the community and the world itself, musicians. But, you know, I would say thanks for all the fragrances that I got to review, collect, sniff, or used, you know, thanks for that. And then another thing, I would say the milestone, the 10 million views. These things actually, I don't know, it's all happening just like crazy, you know, like I can hardly believe it's like 10 million views literally. So that is another thing. The subscriber count, I was actually aiming for let's say 40K this year, but you know the way it happened, sometimes the channel got a little bit slow because I had to review few fragrances, did not get so many views, but I reviewed them anyway because my whole idea is review so many fragrances so the references are there. So if let's say 1 or 2 persons even interested in that perfume, no one else did it, perhaps I did it, so the review would be there for you to enjoy. Another thing is I got into this little hobby called watches. You know, like I love watching the watch reviews, and I did buy not very expensive watches or anything, but I got into this hobby as well. So I collected a few watches, I got a gift, and they're like very simple basic watches, but I love wearing them, gadgets and stuff. So basically, yeah. And the thing is, you guys were asking, like I did put up a list which fragrances could be good for New Year's Eve. So I decided to pick up my very special bottle to make this the last fragrance of 2019 for the scent of the night. So you guys, any guesses? No. I'm going with my very first Dior Homme Intense bottle. I'm sorry, I took a shower and suddenly it's just feeling a little bit cold. So this is my very first bottle, 2016. I bought this and I use it sparingly. I do have 2 other bottles, but this is my very first bottle. So I'm gonna go with this bottle, this fragrance, Dior Homme Intense, my baby. 1, 2. I really reach for this on special occasions only. So this is my scent of the night or New Year's Eve. I'll be staying home. I'll just perhaps watch the fireworks from rooftop or something, but this is my last scent for 2019 and this is the final scent. So you perhaps could say this is very special to me. Yeah, it's really nice. So next I'm gonna go with what are the things I wanted to do, or rather want to do in upcoming days. You guys know I use my phone. I don't have a very advanced setup. I don't use any editing or graphics or anything, so I am very backdated. I'm old and my channel feels like that, but I do focus on putting up more content. I think I did put up about 1,600 videos around there, and I want to make them like as many as possible out there. You know, I want to review as many fragrances as possible. So work, that is work. So I was trying to get my channel monetized, and recently I came very close to it. You know, like I talked to some certain company in here, but last second I did not like the terms and condition, and it's basically you really have to sell your soul, sort of. I didn't want to do that. I want to do this as per as my self-respect, you know, allows me. So I decided to take my time. Right time will come. Channel monetization will actually help me because I do get the views. Hopefully if I can monetize it, you know, it will help me, but being in Bangladesh is a bit difficult. So I'll ask for my friends' help here. Let's see if that works out. And I actually am going to start a new venture, perhaps opening up a small company and consultation, but I will work with fragrances. I want to be a little bit more involved. I will try to review more perfumes for you guys, okay? The work actually involves that building a community is not really easy. It's been 16 until now, 2020, almost 4 years. It has not been easy because it takes time to grow a hobby or interest in particular country, especially if that country is not really used to that culture. Like say in States or Europe, you guys already have that for you know, centuries. So we did not have that. So it's growing, but it's still very small, I would say. But compared to 2016, we have much bigger subscriber base here now, and many more fans, you know, in the group members as well. So it's growing every day. Next thing I would like to say is like what are the fragrances? This segment is big. What are the fragrances I'm looking to try or buy? So you know, if you do a list, it's always gonna be endless. If you make a list of watching films, you can never end up watching enough films in your whole lifetime. Same thing, you cannot buy all the fragrances, but you try to, you know, get some of your wish list done or checklist done. So I would say some fragrances would be like my dream fragrance. I would like to say some new, some old. I would like to buy Eau Jeanne by Parfums de Marly. This fragrance is in my hot list. I'll try to get it within January. Then some by Kilian fragrance. I would like to review some more. I really want to buy Apple Brandy and Single Malt. I love those 2 perfumes. Next would be some Xerjoff fragrance. I love these 2 houses. And Francesca Bianchi. Really like this. I would like to review some more of them. Then Creed's Royal Oud. This is definitely in my must-have list. I love Royal Oud, but I do not own it. Next, I would say more focus would be actually getting so many more samples, or if my brothers who actually continue to support me so strongly in Bangladesh, who gave me their bottles, samples, travel atomizers, whatever, you know, like if 5 6 guys just come up and help a channel, you don't need anything else. You just get immense mental strength. That's what I feel. And my brothers, I don't want to thank them because I owe them everything. In my recent few months, my channel grew, my content grew, and all the expensive fragrance I couldn't buy, but I really wanted to try and review, it was possible for them. I have reviewed a lot more fragrances than many other reviewers, and it's all thanks to these guys, my friends and brothers. All right, so next, what are the other things? Some of the things would be like creating as many contents as possible. I told you already. The goal is basically very simple, you know. Rather than doing some fancy stuff, you know, like spinning and all that, this is not my cup of tea. I actually want to focus on, see how many fragrances out there. Designers, my focus is always mostly designer, but I mix it up. Try to get niche, designer, cheapies, you know, Arab houses, clone houses. I review everything. As long as it smells good and it's worth the money, worthwhile, I review it. So content creation, and then keep going, you know, like no matter what. It's like literally this year has been, I would say, some good, some bad. Some months have been good. I have a small Decant page, you guys know that, and I rely on that heavily, but that's why I'm trying to generate more streams which will bring me income so I can continue this work. But it hasn't been easy. This last month of December was the most horrible month ever. Literally everything Bangladesh economy is like kind of slow, and it took a hit on the fragrance community itself. So the whole thing like is part of like a circle, right? So if one process gets kind of like slow, it's very difficult to, you know, like come out of that and lift your mood up, do some more reviews, but in the process you still try to be, you know, positive. So I kept going and I want to keep going. All right, next one is my other goal would be, apart from fragrances, when it becomes addiction and, you know, obsession, which is my case, you know, not everybody has to be a collector or reviewer. Some people simply can be end users and just collect once in a while, not every day buying a fragrance like that, but whatever you buy you enjoy. But our life is a little bit different because to create content you have to keep pushing, but in the process you get no happiness at times, you know, because you are so engaged, you're so focused on one thing. But I would like to do some other things in life this year. That is one of my resolutions. Enjoy food, travel, spend time with friends and family, go out there driving, you know, relax a little bit, refresh your mind, and more than buying and selling, just want to focus on just enjoy the beauty of the game. Okay. Some of the bad things this year was sickness. I have been sick few times and I was severely sick, and I did suffer because our weathers and climate condition is not very good in Bangladesh. So much dust, pollution, virus. We also have dengue, mosquitoes. So the whole year was very basically full of sickness and scare. And also recent times my toothache, it was terrible. Trust me guys, if you have dental problems, it's gonna be really bad. So I just pray that not even my enemies get dental issues, because very painful. But it's all sorted out now thanks to my awesome dentist. She fixed everything properly and pain is gone. So hopefully I stay okay and keep going like normal human being. The other thing is there are some of the challenges this year I saw, and let's talk about this. I had some debt to certain sellers, and then they made my life a little bit horrible, but in the end I could actually manage to pay them off, and I got rid of some people from my group who are actually creating negative impact. And there are certain people using my, you know, like platform as a free platform and actually was harming me behind my back. So I was really mentally disturbed, but finally I got rid of them, and they're doing their thing outside. I don't mind as long as they're not disturbing me in my own world. I'm fine. So negative people, yeah, you are just human being. You have to tackle all this, you know, manage your page, sales, reviews, and also watch what's happening in the community, filter, you know, I have to watch out what are the sellers doing. If anyone is cheating anybody in the community, I'm very strict in terms of that. I do not let fake people join the community. Okay, so next would be like I really wanted to create a lot more content this year. I will be honest with you, I don't want to lie. I actually thought there would be like so many more content I could create. Of course, alhamdulillah, like we say alhamdulillah, thanks to God that whatever we have achieved, alhamdulillah, like thank God. But I actually had in December, I thought it would really push because it's winter. I would buy so many great fragrances. I would just really talk about it. people ask me why you're not happy. Perhaps that was one of the reasons, you know, like some fragrances I wanted for a very long time, but I couldn't get it in the end. It made me kind of sad. We're just, after all, human beings, right? So I wanted to create much more content. Yes, it sounds crazy, but yeah, I would want to do that. Perhaps every day 3 videos. Next thing I would say, this year has been a very eventful year. Why? Some of our reviewers, 3 of our reviewers mostly, or 4 rather, I think the Fragrance View channel, Peter, he came out with his own fragrance. Dan not only came out with his Gravitas Pour Homme, and Jeremy came out with his Office and Date for Men, and then finally I would say Steven, one of my most favorite reviewers and human beings in the community, he released 7 fragrances. So obviously when people are releasing something or getting some attention, there would be backlash. Even myself, at times I am critic of certain fragrances, but you know, it was good, you know, like people going for different direction. So even though the community, the unity wise, it kind of got a little bit disturbed, but I think it was kind of interesting, you know, like YouTube content creators going for full-on business, it takes a lot of guts, right? So that was interesting. But in terms of designer, my focus is always on designers. Not perhaps many original releases that excited me. Like I wanted something like Dior Homme Intense, Fahrenheit, Chanel Elie Homme Sport, Eau Extrême, or something, I don't know, something of original quality. It was basically all either Invictus like, or Baccarat Rouge like, Aventus like, Sauvage like, this kind of DNA, all in like over and over again. So it was okay. I mean, I did review most of them, but I really wished there were more original, gutsy and beautiful creations done by designers, because those would be actually affordable for people. Next would be like this one thing I would like to say. Actually, perhaps I shouldn't say it, but I want to. You know, like we all do fragrance reviewing, we do fragrance talk, you know, like from our limited knowledge or experience. A lot more new reviewers coming up, new groups of fragrance reviewers, Aussie Lounge, you know, there are, you know, like a lot more new fragrance reviewers who are awesome people, you know, Outlaw Frags. These are my good brothers. I know some of them in person, like we communicate over Facebook or call. But there were certain guys, certain reviewers who just promote negativity as a part of fun or sadistic, like, you know, kind of approach. I mean, perhaps it's good for certain people, like to live in this kind of criticism or, you know, like I don't know, sarcasm or hatred. Like, I don't want to mention names to start a war, but I really feel like the whole purpose of fragrance reviewing or sharing or doing this is to unite people, to talk about fragrances from different budget range, designer niche, whatever it is. It's not about the price tag or certain brand that you have to be like a fanboy of, and then everybody has to worship you on that house, and otherwise you're not going to be approving, and then some of the reviewers would be like backing them up or speaking so highly of them, he's the best reviewer of this. Perhaps it's their choice, but I rather believe positivity is more important, you know. Most of the reviewers, Chris, you know, like I would say Jensen's, Ashton, Dan Norton, Steven, Carlos, if you see them, Street Sense, they're all very positive people. They, even Dan, who passed away this year, they were fantastic souls, you know, like so much happiness they review, and they brought people together. They never harmed anybody. But certain reviewers are like, this is trash, that is vile, this and that. You know, I purposely just came out of certain group because I do not like these things, you know. Like, why would you purposely like do this out of sheer fun, and you just make fun of others, you know? And perhaps that's the reason they're not growing as channels. So this thing actually, like, I don't know, you can say Jeremy's self-bragging, everything is bad, but I think those are still okay. But when you are such a negative mindset, you're just angry all the time, hatred, you know, I think that actually is self-destructive. No matter how good you are, perhaps you're a great reviewer, but in the end it destroys like unity. People get confused, and they'll be like, so many people be influenced by you, and they'll be like hating everything. You have to pay for niche, otherwise everything else sucks. I think we small-time reviewers, we are actually much happier to be reviewing Bogart fragrances, Azzaro fragrances, and we can find a beauty in fragrances, so we are much happier. So I guess being smart always isn't the most happy state of mind. So yeah, that. And the very last point I would like to finish with is winter. Many people in Bangladesh are ungrateful, I'll tell you. Every year we suffer from extreme heat, humidity and shit, and we cannot enjoy fragrance because they fly away so fast with that humidity and dust. But when winter comes, this year winter is the best so far, 2016 until now. This is really, really good. We reach about 12, 11 degrees. It will be more colder, as time progresses in next few days. I think that's brilliant. I'm grateful for our winters, and that's the time I really feel everything is beautiful. Fragrances last, the project, they do their magic, Ooh. So these are some things I really wanted to share with you guys. And for those members in Fragcom Bangladesh, thank you so much, guys, for keeping the group alive and sharing your posts, your haul, or your questions, your scent of the day, new haul, sharing other people's reviews. I think that's how community will grow, and we get to know each other, perhaps our distance, or let's say, I'll take this time a little bit today. We have different countries, we do not know much about other people's culture, especially different religion. I really want this gap to reduce. Instead of hating, blind hating, or never been in a country and you already hate them, I think this one also actually can be worked out through this beautiful hobby. See someone in Africa, someone in States, someone in Bhutan, someone in, let's say, South Africa, Japan, China, Malaysia, Bangladesh. We all love this one game, so we can get to know each other, make friends. Perhaps a lot of our confusion will go away. We'll know about a new country. What do they eat? How is their fragrance culture? Do they complement each other? And once you know, and you travel to that country someday, and you already have a friend in there, So I would love to travel. If I had money, I would travel to States, UK, Europe, all these beautiful countries, Italy. And I would like to meet all the fragheads that I got to meet. A lot of beautiful people. I cannot name all because there are thousands of them out there. So guys like Mikalis, I will just say one name. He's a crazy, crazy brother of mine. He is always messaging me. So I never met these guys. I never met these reviewers. Steven messaged me a few days back, like, Joy, thank you so much for all the support. And he sent me season's greetings. Carlos invited me to do his collab work. So these things I believe is like all sent from God. It feels hard to believe, but being in Bangladesh with a small setup, God gave me the opportunity to talk about fragrances, let my country be out there in the world map, and it was a pleasure, So pray to God and thank God every day for everything you have. And I think I'll end this year. I'll forget all the negativity. I'll start fresh new 2020. I'll work much harder, see what other things I can achieve. But hopefully I can continue my work. So you guys stay within love. Do not get wasted or lost in negativity or hatred. If you cannot love something, you'll never be happy. That's the thing. You'll be so lonely and so sad. That is not the purpose of fragrance game. Let's stay together, let's stay united, and let's have a very nice, prosperous 2020, and we start fresh new. Have a very nice, happy new year, guys, 2020. I'll see you soon, hopefully, and drink and drive carefully. See you soon. Bye-bye.